season finale. However, we saw a preview for more episodes, and we already knew that this cast has been filming. We have to see the DUI play out. There's a lot playing out when it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville. And again, it's another week where I'm like, okay, these last couple of episodes have been interesting. But then I came in and I was like, do I even want to talk about this? But there is a lot to unpack, and there's a lot to talk about. And I don't understand how people have time to be talking about these folks every day, in and out. For people that say that they don't like the show and they need to cancel the show and people aren't watching the show, there are a lot of people talking about the show on social media, and a lot of you keep asking me to continue to talk about this damn show. But like I said, the last couple of episodes have been their saving grace, because that's the only reason why I'm still watching. But based on the preview where we see Martell and Marceau going at it again, it always feels like deja vu, because it's like, I feel like you guys, what exactly are you guys really arguing about? Are you guys really not friends? And look, some people might say no. When you start doing a reality show with people, friendship really goes out the door. Maybe they were friends at one particular point, but now that they're both on this show, that friendship is no longer there. And maybe what they're fighting about is the show and not what they're talking about, because that's the reason why it doesn't make any sense. Maybe. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video, be sure to share the video, be sure to subscribe to our podcast, Kempire. And while you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Let's get into our recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville, their semi-season finale? I don't know.
Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, be sure to share the video, and again, you can hear an audio version of our live recaps and special episodes on the Kempire podcast. All right, where do we even begin? So the episode is called Head Beach in Charge, okay, because this is referencing something that we see Melody say when they're at the beach. So they're still on vacation. It's still a girls' trip. Destiny has not arrived yet. However, we do see Stormy, Tisha, and Kimmy having a conversation about, like, Tisha's like, I need to give Destiny a heads up that Sunny's going to be here. First of all, I don't think anyone should be surprised that Sunny or Destiny is on this trip. We all understand the aspect of reality television and what people's storylines are going to be. So no one should be surprised that Destiny's here or Sunny, okay? But Tisha's like, I think I need to have a conversation with her, and also dead any sort of issues, because I didn't even realize that there were things still brewing between Destiny and Melody. At this particular point, I'm not even sure exactly, or maybe it's just been so long because they literally have not spoken in 2 years, Destiny and Melody. I'm just like, is your issue that she's still friends with your ex? I can't even remember at this point, like, what was, I mean, they showed different examples of things that their issues over the years, but even with those clips, I was like, what are we fighting about? Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. Anyways, Melody, why are you playing games with that island boy? You're not interested in that man. I've seen your type. He is not your type. That little MAGA boy. He is so not your type. If anything, his friend is a lot cuter than he is. But she's flirting. She's having a good time. Here's the thing. The island has so many sexy men. Okay? Why did we end up with that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry to those guys. But first of all, they look super young. I just feel like we really could have, Carlos, y'all could have paid some island boy, some big buff island boy that got a little bass to his voice. And then we could have been like, oh, maybe. You know what I mean? I'm not believing this. Melody's trying all her best. I was texting with him all last night to say what? I'll braid your hair? I don't believe it. And honestly, even if it's something that's pre-produced, I want better for you. If we're gonna pre-produce a moment, let's pre-produce a moment. Let's get a really sexy man, and then at least make the audience believe that he's gonna break your back at the end of this trip. I think you're gonna break his back at the end of this trip. Okay. Anyways, I'm sorry. I had a look. And then Nell putting more sauce on it is like, oh, I'm so happy to see her flirting. And he's a sexy guy. I was a sexy guy. Where? All right, fine. Look, everyone has different types. That's fine. I just feel like, really, this is what we're doing? Okay, fine. Anyways, we see this conversation with Tisha and Kimmy and Stormy, and they're having a whole conversation about the Destiny situation, the Melody situation, and the Sunny situation. Because Tisha's like, I didn't know Sunny was going to be here. Yes, y'all did. Okay, y'all knew the producers and what the producers had planned. Okay, but Shenita. So Shenita has been getting it on social media. I'm guessing. I don't know from who. I don't know. I guess people had a lot. Oh, Dr. Heavenly had a lot to say about Shenita. And I guess she alluded that Shenita and Martell should hook up. What is going on in Dr. Heavenly's brain? Why does that even make sense? Why would Melody's friend hook up with her ex-husband? Why would that but I will say this. I do feel like a lot of you have turned what Dr. Heavenly said and you twisted it and made it worse than what she said. What she said was weird and still what? But some people, you know how some of the stands do, have taken it and turned it into this whole other thing. And I'm just like, wait, but that's not what she said. This is why I always have to go back and listen for myself. Again, I still think what Dr. Heavenly said was weird, unnecessary, and just why would that make sense? Because you wouldn't like that if that was your situation. However, I do feel like sometimes fans will spin things into a whole other narrative, and I'm just like, I'm so glad I went back and I listened for myself, because some people were saying something. I was like, she said, Dr. Heavenly has said some crazy, nasty, inappropriate things. But some of the things that you guys have tried to spin, not you guys, not our audience, but the internets, that try to spin. I was like, that's not what she said. But anyways, I get it. Fandom will make you interpret things the way that you want to see them. Fine. Shenita. So Shenita's been doing a lot of backlash, and she is a big personality. Everyone that knows her says that she's a big personality. I'm not surprised that she is so talkative in these episodes. Some people speculate that Shenita wants to be on Love and Marriage Huntsville. She was on Football Wives. You guys reminded me that. Does she want to be on reality television, or is that just her personality? Both things can be true. Look, both things can be true. Because I know some people be like, oh, Dr. Shenita doesn't need to be on reality television. She has this. Look, for people that are reality TV connoisseurs, we know plenty of very rich and people that are socialites that will do anything and everything to be on reality television. So I wouldn't put it past anyone, even if you have the money and you have the connections, I wouldn't put it past anyone that would want to be on reality television. Do I think that's what she was doing here? That wasn't my first inclination. My first inclination was that she was there trying to defend Melody. Melody, since that 2 weeks ago, has spoken out, and she said, I don't need anyone to defend me. I speak up for myself. I've been speaking up for myself since I was a little kid. My mama will tell you. Look, I'm not saying that Melody wouldn't speak up for herself, but I also wouldn't I think for myself, I think for anyone, we all can speak up for ourselves, but we don't mind it if you're going to speak up for us too. Look, yeah, go get, because it will sound better when more people are agreeing with you. Fine. But Shenita sees this conversation with Tisha, Kimmy, and Stormy, and she's like, "There you go to ops again." And I'm thinking, like, what did I miss? What did Tisha say? And she's like, anytime you see the ops gather in a group, they're all on a girls' trip, Shenita. You're in a group. But she's like, that's the ops. Okay, fine. So, of course, Melody came out with, she was talking about Jesus and Judas. And I was caught off guard because this was not my first thought. But Nell, in her confessional, was like, is Mel comparing herself to Jesus? I had to play it back because I was like, wait, did she just compare herself to Jesus? Because look, I'm also not going to put it past Melody Cherie Rogers, who has now this, fan base and this, celebrity. I'm not going to put it past that going to people's heads. We've seen it before. We've seen it on many reality TV shows. You get a little inkling of fame and it goes to people's heads. But I had to, because that wasn't my first inclination. I know a lot of churchy folks that will use Jesus and biblical stories to show a comparison. I personally, and you guys will let me know because maybe you did take it as that, like, is she comparing herself to Jesus? I didn't even think that until I was just like, wait, did she compare herself to that? I said, let me rewind it back. I rewound it back twice. And I was like, no, that's not what I took from it. I'm not saying that's not what someone else in the audience may have taken from it. And maybe after Nell said it, you're like, oh, wait, is she comparing herself to Jesus? I personally took Melody saying that as very much what I see other churchy people do. They always come up with something in regards to Jesus or the Bible and compare a real life situation. That's the way that I took it. But fine, perception is a mother. But and then Nell says, did she compare herself to Jesus? She says those fans have really blown Melody's head up. Damn. My question to Nell, has Melody changed since you've known her? Because she's known Melody for a very long time, even before the reality show. Has she changed? I want to know. Okay. All right. So we get this in-between scene where the ladies go shopping. Stormy buys this moonstone ring. Anytime I see Stormy spending money now, I'm always thinking about the lawsuits. Look, she's made a lot of money. Her and Kyle made a lot of money together. But now with the whole Kyle of it all, every time she spends a coin, I'm like, is that from Canvas Beauty's bank account? I can't help it. I'm telling you what's coming to my mind. Anyone else? As you're watching the scene, you're like, what account is that coming from? Is that Kyle's money? I mean, it's been all quiet on that front. Not last week, 2 weeks ago, the last episode, Stormy was very quiet. This episode, she was a little bit more verbose. That just could be the edit last week. Who knows? Everyone is speculating because I saw the clip of her not wanting to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. So people are speculating that she won't be back for another season. I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like Canvas Beauty is doing very well. She's, making all kinds of records on TikTok. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's like, I don't want to be on reality television anymore. Also, I wouldn't be surprised because of all of the backlash that she's received from the fans and things like that. I'm not going to sit here and act as if there aren't some just fanatical fans of Love and Marriage Huntsville that torture these reality TV stars. And look, we always tell you guys this. You're okay to have an opinion, but going in these people's DMs, showing up to their places of business, I don't care if it's a public parking lot. It's giving weird. So we don't condone any of that here, and I just find it disgusting because then you really take this form of entertainment and now you turn it. You honestly, what I'm seeing happening with Love and Marriage Huntsville a lot. I mean, it was happening before, but it's getting worse now. It's very similar to what we've seen with Real Housewives of New Jersey. Jersey's definitely still worse, but it's getting to that point. And sidebar, like y'all not even getting Jersey numbers, so I don't know why y'all acting like this. But anyways, that's a whole other thing. So yeah, it's becoming that for Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I'm all about Xing out toxicity. We're about to go into 2025. I know you're thinking, what? Yes, we're in the last quarter. Okay, I am not trying to take the toxicity the truth telling that has been happening in 2024. I'm taking all of that, and I'm leaving y'all here in 2024 as I move into 2025. Just saying. Anyways, all right. So the ladies go shopping, and then Tisha meets up with Destiny back at the house to give her an update. Okay. Destiny arrives, and she's wearing her mugshot. But under it says case dismissed. And I said to myself, I need to Google this. Hold on, let me take a sip. Because I'm not an attorney. I just worked with thousands of them for years. However, I was like, wait, case dismissed doesn't mean that you're not guilty. You know what I mean? So, but I did look it up. It was like, well, case dismissed means it doesn't mean not guilty and it's not a conviction. Either way, it's such a dark time. Or maybe she considers it an enlightening time in her life. But she's wearing her mugshot. And it says case dismissed. Case dismissed does not mean that you weren't guilty. And it doesn't mean that you were convicted. I would not be wearing, especially with. I remember I did a video talking about her. Was she on Instagram or something like that? Talking about, I forgot what she said, but I said this is the height of hypocrisy of what she's saying in this video. I can't remember the details. So her wearing this mugshot that your daddy had to go. I think this is the same one. Where your daddy had to go help you in this whole situation. I'm just like, girl, this is not a moment to be proud of. But maybe it is for her. Because here's the thing. You could wear it, but why wear it on television? Okay, fine. You want to give the real? Oh, wait, let's give the real. All right, so Tisha wants to give Destiny a warning that Sonny's here. Destiny's like, she gave the reaction I think she should have given. Yeah, I pretty much figured she would be here. But in her confessional, she's like, what the F? Why are any of you guys surprised that Sonny's here? This is your whole storyline, Destiny. This is the only reason why you're back this season. You do know that, right? This is why you decided, okay, I'm back this season. I'm going to go do a press tour. Even reaching out to my management to do an interview. I said, she sure she got the right email? Sidebar, guys. I was going to tweet this, but I'll ask you guys here. If I were to interview someone or someone's, look, I haven't done any interviews, and I purposely don't do interviews. It's not that I can't. We've done impromptu interviews. You remember Summer House Martha's Vineyard and some other interviews and things like that. But if I were to interview someone, it doesn't have to be from Love and Marriage Huntsville because I'm really not that invested. But if I were to interview someone or a few people, who would you want me to interview? I literally had that thought the other day. I was like, I wouldn't mind doing a couple of conversations and things like that. 'Cause I think it's always good to keep that skill set going. You know what I mean? Because if you don't do it for a long time, it's like you can't talk to people. But I interview you guys every time you call in. Right? On that? I bet sometimes we get in some juicy conversations. Anyways. Shout out to our friends over at Rose Forever, guys. We love our friends over at Rose Forever. Their roses last you at least a year. If you are getting ready for a move like I just did, or maybe you are getting your kids situated, maybe for your classroom, or maybe for a dorm, these are roses that you don't have to think about. They will look beautiful all semester long, all year long, honestly. They have a whole variety of arrangements and discounts, and they ship worldwide. Head on over to the description for more details on how you can get some Rose Forever today. Shout out to Rose Forever sponsoring our Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. All right. Let me get back into this. So Tisha warns Destiny about it. Destiny's just like, fine. She's like, I'm not bothered by it. Fine. Okay. She also tells Destiny about what Melody said about not knowing what Destiny might have done with Martell. And Destiny is truly confused by that. Here's the thing. I wonder if Melody really believes that something could have happened with Destiny. But knowing Martell, like, I wouldn't put anything past him. But again, we only get a snippet of their lives and their friendships. So I don't know if Melody really believes that Destiny could have ever had anything to do with Martell in that way. I mean, I can understand the speculation, but I can also understand that Melody, because she doesn't F with Destiny, she wants to kind of put it out to the world like, I don't know what she does. So now all of us are thinking, well, did something happen? Because I think people still speculate. I honestly don't care, honestly, because I'm not that invested. But I also don't know if I really believe that anything ever happened between the two of them. I know he sleep with anything. The same, I don't know if he did anything with Tisha. Fine. So Destiny says that she said she could have slept with Martell and Melody. Wait, what? Did anyone catch that? I was like, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean? I mean, I know what it means, but I'm just like, wait, what are you trying to say? Did they invite you to their bedroom? Oh, I know it's Sunday, but I am talking about the things that happened on this show. Okay, fine. You didn't think about it? Just saying. Anyways, but she says the only reason why she has remained friends with Martell is because she hasn't slept with him. And I was like, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. But wasn't his manager someone he slept with too? And they were still friends? I don't know. Fine. I don't know if I really believe anything ever happened between the two of them. Okay? So Tisha then takes Destiny on a tour of their quarters, the servants' quarters. And she's just like, okay, fine. But when they went out to that little balcony or whatever that back door was, and I'm assuming that leads from their room, you have a gorgeous view. That's why I said, like, yes, not all the rooms are equal. And it was a little dark down there. And I did, when Melody was live on TikTok a couple of weeks ago, I did ask the question. I said, what size were the beds? Because if they were queen size, I'd be like, fine. But they weren't twins. I think they were full, though. You ain't right, Justin. You ain't right, Melody. You ain't right. Full size? I guess a full size is not bad. A twin would have been bad. That bathroom, though. Y'all see that bathroom? That little Look, I mean, I don't. You know what they should have done because they made such a stink about it? No, I don't know what they should have done. Look, you know what they should have done? They should just gotten another hotel room somewhere else. Honestly, I don't care about that unless it's just me by myself. But stuff like that, you're spending how much time in that space, in that room? And I think Melody also said on that TikTok live, she said the majority of the time everyone was spending their time in her room during this trip. I don't know if they're going to show that, but that's what she said. A lot of people, I mean, it's a girls' trip. You're not really staying in your room. If anything, you're just going to your room to sleep and get ready. The majority of the time you're in the common spaces. But I get it. You're grown adults. You want your space. But I said this last time. I was like, Kimmy, you just started traveling. Tisha, you always get left at home. So sorry. Speaking of Tisha, guys, we did post a video yesterday. Give you an update. I know we did a separate video a few weeks ago in regards to the cause of death for Kiki Jabar. Well, we dropped another update because officially the autopsy confirms that she died from carbon monoxide poisoning. Well, my sister saw the report, and my sister's a nurse practitioner. And she said, look, she said, based off the drugs that were in her system, in her belief, in her professional opinion, she might have been too high to even realize, like to even get out of the car, and it was probably like an accident because she was possibly too high. It's a very sad story. Like, addiction is real. I know there's been a lot of speculation since her passing, but at this particular point, she's gone. And if anything, I always say that when we lose someone, it's a reminder to the living to live more fully. And part of living more fully is understanding and having empathy for people that are dealing with addiction. And I know a lot of people want to throw around blame. No, there is no blame to throw around right now. If anything, it's a reminder to the living to be kinder. So instead of being in people's comment section and accusing them of stuff and saying the most nastiest things that you probably wouldn't say to your own family, think about how that might make someone feel. Think about how that might push someone over the edge. Just saying. My thing is, it's okay. Look, we have a platform where we share our opinions here all the time. These folks don't have to come here and watch that. But I see a lot of you go in people's DMs and in their comment sections and things like that, or their mentions, and you say derogatory things. You can have your opinion all day on your YouTube channel. Even in our comment section, however, be respectful. You can share your opinions, but just keep that in mind. Because like when I always say, when we report on death, it's a reminder to the living to live more fully. This is the aspect of living more fully. It's not just about you like, oh, I'm going to make sure I'm really enjoying this life. No, it's also being mindful of how you are with others. Just saying. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels will start to pop up. Quite a few Love and Marriage Huntsville channels will start to pop up because you've liked this video. So if you're a content creator watching and you want people to discover you, don't forget to like the video. Just saying. Anyway, so they get Tisha gives Destiny a tour of the room. The group dinner. This is where things get hot. This is where things get hot at this group dinner. So Shenita takes another dig at Tisha because they were talking about something with Melody, and she's like, yeah, she took your name. She's ops now. So they're talking in the group, and then Trisha finally gets a moment, and they're like, she's like, are you married? And then someone screams, oh, she's engaged. You're married and you're engaged? And she's like, how are you throwing rocks in a glass house? Do I think that the Trisha situation is different than the Sunny situation? Yes, because she's no longer with her husband. They're not divorced. But in Shenita's world, she says, and some of you believe this too, if you're not divorced and you're dating other people, you consider it cheating. I don't believe that. I think if as grown adults, because for me, a marriage it's business, it's paperwork, along with every other thing. But if you have decided those vows are done and we are no longer together, and both people are on the same page that we're no longer together and I'm moved on, right now it's just business, it's just paperwork. However, Trisha's like, no, it's not the same. So they flash back to what Trisha said about the Sunny situation. Fine. Then we get into the Destiny and Sunny of it all. I have such a mixed feeling about the Destiny and Sunny situation. Do I think Sunny's like my man, and I think she's just wanted to have a man because she, despite Moses being trash and moving very like shady, she's like my man. But at the same time, Destiny making this a thing. Look, I have to say, after Destiny broke down her timeline in regards to it and some of what Sunny said to her, because she said, I have a text message from you that says, I love you, sis, miss you. Even Shenita was like, well, I'm not saying that to somebody I don't love and miss, because Sunny tried to make it seem as if I was just responding back to her, I love you. I agree with Shenita though, because y'all know how I am. So a lot of you will say, I love you, Kempire. And I'm like, that is so wonderful. No, it is. But I don't say that back to someone I don't mean it to. And y'all can love on me. I appreciate the love. But if I don't know you, I'm not, just saying. But that's how I am. Some people aren't like that. Apparently, Sunny isn't like that. She's like, I respond in that way. Love you, miss you. Maybe she added the love you, miss you part. So they go over the timeline of things. And look, shout out to Melody because she was like, so you guys were 90 days. So when did you guys get married? So she does the math. And she's like, so September 9th. And when was your last text message from Moses? Destiny? And Destiny says October. And then Sunny is like a humming. She's like, well, he had options. She makes all kinds of excuses for this man. Do I think that automatically when he married Sunny that he changed? No. But here's the thing, Destiny. I get it. Moses is trash, and clearly he was still communicating with you. They apparently ended things in August, and Sunny and he started talking in like September. Fine. But let's be real. You're happy to be back on the show by any means necessary, Destiny. You're happy to be back on the show because if you didn't have this Sunny and Moses story, you wouldn't be back on the show. And based off what they've shown us of you this season, you have nothing else going on. Yes, I know you have these businesses and things that you're working on, but you have nothing else. There's nothing else going on, at least not what they're showing. And I know some people are like, you don't like Destiny. I don't know Destiny. And you know why I don't know Destiny? Is because Destiny has not given us anything. And I know we can blame editing, but literally Carlos, a producer, says to her, people want me to fire you. You're not giving us anything. So I truly believe she hasn't given anything. And honestly, the perfect example was that Madani event. And she's just sort of like this. Crossed her hands and looking around. It's like, girl, do something. This is your event. This is your moment to shine. This is your moment to make everything about you. And it was just womp, womp, womp. So if anything, you might need to send Sunny a little gift basket and say, thank you for taking the trash, but also thank you for bringing me back on the show. Now I can hawk my wares to the rest of this audience. What is she? She doing candles now? Y'all told me Madani's closed, right? Girl. Look. Fine. Look. I mean, did she return the PPP loans? Anyways, focus. So they go through the timeline of things. Look, Sunny, based off this battle between Destiny and Sunny in this particular moment, for me, Destiny won. Anyone else? I feel like Destiny truly won based off her text message timeline, based off of, but Sunny says in her head, and I think Sunny's only saying this to make herself feel better and not feel like the other woman or that she did something like just dastardly. But clearly there was some friendship because one of the other things that Destiny said, you were, did she say you wanted to manage my career? Either you wanted to manage her music career or you were managing her music career at one point. Let me see what I wrote down. Oh, no, she says, I wrote down Sunny was managing Destiny's music career. So this was definitely, as someone that has been a manager and has a manager, it's definitely, there is a level of friendship, especially if you're managing someone's career. You weren't just her producer, Sunny. So now I'm looking at Sunny like, but I was already looking at Sunny like, girl, the way you were defending Moses and his shady behavior with women, and he was like, well, he had a lot of options, but he chose me. I have the ring. Oh, girl. Is that what we're doing? Is that what you truly believe because you got the ring, you won? Okay. Whatever makes you feel better, this is not going to end well for you. But you can see how she really sort of like runs Moses. Anytime that they have scenes together, I'm like, she is producing this moment. She's producing this situation. And they're still not even full-time cast members. Honestly, they should have been full-time cast members. Don't you think? They're married. Destiny's not married. Even Destiny has a cast photo. Just saying. Anyways. So Tisha, you might really be the ops because this was an ops moment. And I know Melody produces moments. Here's Tisha producing a moment. So Tisha prompts a combo between Melody and Destiny. Okay. So Melody explains what she has felt, and they show the examples of the issues that her and Destiny have had over the years. Destiny, after that, and I thought this was actually emotionally intelligent. She says, "I didn't even know that you felt that way about those different moments." But this is where you lose me. Well, first of all, Melody says part of her issue is that she doesn't love the fact that Destiny was hanging out with Coleslaw, Ariane, and then posting on social media, posting Ariane and Martell and things like that. And Destiny's just like, I was hanging out with Martell and she was there. She said she didn't even want to be in a space with this woman. And she says 3 years later, she ended up being in a space with them. Fine. But posting it on social media, not being self-aware that this person's in there, fine. I just don't understand where Destiny, if you really were trying to make amends with Melody in this moment, why would you bring up or try to twist? Because I'm going to have to say this. Because I was like, respectfully cheat. And then a lot of people was like, remember she mentioned that like in season 1, and then they played the clip. Damn, these producers really just got Melody, huh? But here's the thing. Destiny, I feel like you twisted what was happening here. You concocted and made it seem as if Melody's conversations with Ariane was teaching Ariane how to respectfully cheat. And as we go through the scene, you can clearly see, no, you concocted that in your own brain. Melody accuses her like, oh, did Martell tell you to say that? Is that what he's been telling you? Because, he's alluded to, they were friends. Here's the thing. Let's be honest, because I know a lot of people have stayed in relationships way past their expiration date. They've had children with people that they know they shouldn't have had children with. Even in the middle of, this man is cheating on me. I know he's cheating on me. And now you end up pregnant. Melody, I don't know if she's ever owned it, but I'm going to own it for her in this moment. A lot of people stay in relationships hoping, because remember how long she has been with him since her college days. They got married after 9 months, had already 3 kids. There are a lot of people, not saying that it's right, not saying it's wrong, because I don't think they regret having that 4th child. However, did she try to have another child to save her marriage? She wouldn't be the first and she won't be the last. I'm not going to judge someone for making that type of decision. Was it a mistake? I don't think they would believe that because they have this 4th child that they love. However, would she have done differently, knowing what she knows now? But trying to twist something that she was doing, because based off what Destiny was alluding to when Melody was talking to Ariane, it did sound like Melody was trying to catch Martell in the act, not coordinating with the mistress. Just because Destiny wouldn't do that doesn't mean that's what Melody was trying to do, to respectfully cheat. It definitely felt like Destiny was being the ops, but being Martell's mouthpiece in that moment. Because yes, that's not what you would do. That's not what you do. We see what you would do. Okay. We've seen your life. Okay. And we get it. There are a lot of women that would agree with Destiny. Yeah, that's not something that I would do. I'm not talking to this woman that's been, hooking up with my husband. However, Melody said that yes, she's had conversations with her and she wanted to catch Martell. But then in the confessional, Destiny says, well, you end up getting pregnant by him. You're communicating with this woman, blah, blah, blah. Trying to build her case as to this whole respectful cheating, that this is what Melody was trying to do. So, of course, production throws Melody under the bus and says, well, remember you said this back in season 1? I mean, look, is there a respectful way to cheat? I don't think so. But Melody is not the first, and she won't be the last, of man or woman talking about there's a way to cheat if you're going to cheat. Let me just tell you this. You ain't going to cheat on me. It's always going to be disrespectful if you cheat on me. It's always going to be disrespectful. Okay? Anyways. So I just don't understand if Destiny really wanted, maybe she just knew that it was never going to be peaceful between her and Melody. And Tisha did bring up the whole, F Destiny aspect. And she's like, why all of that energy towards me? And then Destiny stands up. Because she feels like Melody is lying to her face. And she stands up. Did you notice that Shenita, the bodyguard, stood up too? But in all fairness, if you have a best friend, you probably would do that too. I probably like this. Best friend, sit down. But I don't understand why Destiny, look, again, we're watching an edited show. So who knows? Something else could have been said. At one particular point, Melody got hot with Tisha. She was like, Tisha, you need to stay out of this. So it gets really, really heated. I did not expect another heated moment between Destiny and Melody this season. But this is shaping up to be a great girls' trip. Y'all don't think? I think this is a great girls' trip. I mean, here's the thing. It's great with drama, but there's not a lot of fun happening. Because the way that Melody described it on her TikTok, and again, could be because of producers. She said they had a lot of really great fun moments where all the ladies were in her room hanging out. I wouldn't mind seeing that happen. We haven't seen a lot of that happen these last 2 episodes. Even when they were at the beach, they were very much separated as a group. All right. I mean, it was a decent episode, guys. How would you rate this week's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville from 1 to 10? I would give it an 8. I think it was a really good episode. I think I probably liked the previous week's episode more. I don't remember what I gave it last week, but whatever I gave it the last episode, I'm going to definitely give this one a little bit lower. Just maybe a half a point lower. Fine. Guys, if you haven't already, again, be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe. Don't forget you can hear an audio version of our live recaps and special episodes on the Kempire podcast. Subscribe today. And don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. 5 stars, nothing less. We even have some special episodes, including the Kempire After Dark New York City live show. It will still be there for a limited time. So if you missed it, be sure to subscribe today. All right. Was there anything else that I want to say about Love and Marriage Huntsville? I mean, there was just so much back and forth in the conversation between Melody and Tisha and Melody and Destiny. At the end of it, Destiny steps up and I'm like, why are you standing up? Melody's sitting there having a conversation with you. Why are you standing up? What are you going to do? You want to fight? Okay. It doesn't make sense, but okay. I will say this. Kimmy did say in her confessional in regards to Tisha even bringing up the Melody stuff. She's like, Tisha, this might not be the time to bring this up. Things are already heated between Destiny and Sunny, and this is just not the time. No, but Tisha wanted to produce a moment, and we appreciate it because honestly, that was probably the best part of the episode, this conversation between Destiny and Melody, because they really haven't interacted in a long time on the show. So it will be interesting. I wonder, when are they going to film the reunion? Like, Carlos, y'all episodes are so weird. Are y'all doing this because of what Winter said? You know what Winter said from Love and Marriage DC? That they cut up the season so they don't have to pay you. And I don't forget how she explained it, but basically she was just saying they bamboozle you out of your money based off of the way that they cut up the seasons. I don't know. Winter's doing a lot of talking, but I don't know if DC's even coming back. I did see the promo for Detroit. Will I be watching? I much rather watch Family Empire, because so many of you have been telling me to watch it. I started it. I'd much rather catch up on that. And then if the first 3 episodes of Detroit are actually good, you guys will let me know. All right, that's how we'll do it. I barely want to talk about Huntsville. Just saying. Okay, just saying. Plus, I have other shows to watch, like that Hulu show with the Salt Lake City women. So I need to catch up on that. Just saying. All right, y'all. Be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. Be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload more information on everything Kempire. Shout out to those of you that send in Cash Apps, Venmos, PayPals, and Super Chats. We appreciate your support. As content creators, we rely on your support because we can't always rely on advertising dollars, depending on sometimes the conversations that we have, or sometimes we say a word and YouTube's like unlimited, and then it draws down like, don't be laughing at me. It draws down your revenue. So I appreciate your monthly support just by watching the whole video, commenting to get engagement up, telling a friend to tell a friend. All of that is so helpful and supportive of all of our channels. So if you're not following me on TikTok or Twitter or Instagram or on Threads, everything is at the Kempire. Everything Kempire is available in the description, along with our Kempire merch. New merch is coming soon, so stay tuned for that. I appreciate you all being here. Shout out to our channel members. Become a member today. TeamKempire.com/join. Shout out to our members. You guys, some of you have been members for a few months, a few years. I don't take that lightly at all either. The fact that you guys make me a part of your monthly expense. So I appreciate that. Become a member today at TeamKempire.com/join. And of course, shout out to our King's Guards for always holding us down. And King's Guards, thank you for reminding me. Again, all of a sudden, YouTube has an influx of fake Kempires telling you to call me or text me. I'm not going to do that. And you'll always see in the comment section, the real Kempire always has an actual check mark, meaning that I'm verified here on YouTube. Anyone asking you to text you or email me, you already know my official email. Don't respond, report, let one of the mods know. I thought we had gotten rid of that. All of a sudden, the fake Kempires are showing up. I see it's happening with every other content creator as well. Ignore that. There's so many scams going on right now. Sidebar, I was just talking, someone had called my phone, and I was talking to someone else, and I said that I got the weirdest phone call. They were saying that I called and I needed financial assistance, and then my friend told me, she's like, well, they were trying to get you to say yes multiple times so they could record your voice and then use it to take your money. So be aware of those scams. And mind you, since then, because I kept on saying, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, bye. I was like, I don't know. I was like, she's like, you sure you never called that you needed help or financial? I was like, no. Look, no. And since then, they've tried again and again. Be wary. Even Andy Cohen came out and talked about how he got scammed from someone calling. And be very mindful, guys. Don't click links that you don't know about. Again, any sort of contest that we're doing, I will always announce here. But stay tuned. We are going to do a little something. You know, it's about to be the end of the year, so there's a lot of stuff coming up. So it's a lot of, give back and, things that I want to do. A lot of things going on, but, stay tuned for more announcements. So make sure you're following, make sure your notifications are on. And sometimes your notifications aren't working. Turn them off and turn them back on. Make sure that you're still subscribed as well. Thank you all for being here for our Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. We appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday.